know, we are. We're not sad. We're not upset.
No.
We're not tore up. Uh,
Welcome to the home of the blue and black attack. Blue and black attack.
all right, folks, you know who it is. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, you know, folks.
Welcome to the home. Welcome to the home.
Welcome to the home.
You know, we didn't win, but we almost did. We fought like hell. We can pick problems apart. We can say Coker didn't finish running his route, but you know what? Which caused a pick. But you know what? Coker had a beautiful day today, and you can't take that away from him. Stuff happens. We're in year 2 of a rebuild. Maybe we shouldn't have been this far, but we was. They said we didn't have a chance against the Rams, and the Rams were going to destroy us. They didn't, and we did. So we Panther fans have nothing to look down from. And if you're an NFL fan and you watch this game and you still think that the Panthers are trash, you're a bad sports fan.
And you
if you're
don't
a
know
Panther
football.
fan, yeah, sir. And if you're a Panther fan and you still think that way, then you're a bad Panther fan. Brother Jake, tell me all about it.
You know, this team showed me, like, going back to the old football days for the Carolina Panthers, cardiac cats, so to speak. That this team reminded me a lot of the cardiac cats. I mean, the fight, the passion, being counted out several games. They didn't have a chance in several games, so to speak, but they kept fighting throughout the games, and they would win games they wasn't supposed to win. We shown throughout this game today that we never gave up. We was there throughout the whole entire game. People counted us out before the game. Nobody even said that we had a chance outside of Panther fans. Former Panther players said that besides them, didn't have a chance this game. But we did. We was in it throughout the game. I'm so proud of the football team. I'm so proud to be a Carolina Panther fan. I'm not disappointed in this football team. I will always be a Carolina Panther team, a fan because of this team and how they played and how they continue to play. Keep pounding.
All right, Brother D, you tell us what you think, and we will play the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, we showed the most heart I've seen. We played the same way that we played all year. We never give up. We never give in. We keep battling. It doesn't matter if we're down 17. What was it? 250 lead changes in the fourth quarter was a stat they threw up. We had the lead twice in the fourth quarter tonight. There's nothing to be disappointed here. Nothing but good experience for young players. You got to remember this roster. We carried tied the record for most rookies on this team. So this is a young team growing and developing. They got some playoff experience tonight. The fans got a great, fantastic home game to watch. We got Cam Newton to come home and give his blessing on this team too in this playoff run. I say keep pounding. Pickle looks good to me.
Yes, sir.
Pickle, I think going into the offseason, we got a good catapult tonight. We've shown that our quarterback's capable of playing on the big stage. I think if anybody has any questions about Bryce with that, I didn't see other than the interception, but he played well outside of that. I think he turned it up in clutch time, and Jalen Coker really showed himself on the national stage, too. I'm super, super proud of him as well. He had the one bad it's 50-50. It's a communication thing, Pickle, because he curled up in the zone. He should have kept going, but he recognized the zone. He tried to sit and make a play for Bryce, and it just didn't happen. That was the only mistake really the whole day on offense. But we hung in there and slug it out with the Rams, and this is probably the best version of the Rams that they're going to have, and we're just getting going. I'd like to feel that we're capable of building a roster that's going to be sustainable to beat all these NFC teams in the future with as young as we are.
Absolutely.
Hold your head up, Panthers fan. You're going to be all right.
Seriously, that was a heavyweight slugfest, man, and we stood toe-to-toe with them.
Me too, Dave. I'm proud of you.
And an interception. We didn't execute on fourth down. We were 0 for 3, which is, we've had some success. Some things that we gave away. I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of this group. Early adversity, some things that we gave away early on, and an interception. We didn't execute on fourth down. We were 0 for 3, which is, we've had some success there. And got to give credit to the Rams first and foremost, making the plays when they had to, and they got the ball back with time on the clock and the ability to drive the field right there, and they got it done and made an amazing play for a touchdown right there at the end. So my hats off to Coach McVay, to the Rams for battling, and again, this is there's such a mix of emotions in the locker room right now of guys who are proud of what we've accomplished and proud of what we've gotten to, and sick about the missed opportunity that was right in front of us. And that's going to sting. That's going to sting for a good while. But I ask the guys to keep their heads up and let this fuel you for what we're going into, and to understand how hard it is to work to get into this position where you get this kind of opportunity.
Dave, I know that you have to go and watch film and all those things, but it seems when you guys were getting pressure on Stafford, good things were happening. Why, from your perspective, is soft coverage on, like an MVP front runner on the line, 2 minutes left in the game?
He made a couple of nice plays, when we pressured him throughout it, and I thought we did a good job of mixing it. Ajero had a really good plan for trying to get pressure on him early on, and then they picked up the blitzes, and he hurt us a couple of times over the middle on some third downs, and so we had to play a little bit more coverage right there.
Dave, for a team that's growing and developing, how important is being able to be in a moment like this and perform the way they do?
It's just about belief. That's what this season has been about. Do you believe that you belong in these games? Do you believe that you can beat anybody if we do our job, if we play football the right way and we make the right calls and all that? And it's my job as the head coach to prove to these guys that if we handle business, we take care of the ball, and we play great football, we can play with anybody. And that belief is here. And the guys understand that part of it. And that's a big part about why this one stings.
Dave, was JC ruled out at the end?
He was. He was not able to come back in.
How tough was that he's in the tent for that last drive? Do you think that impacted what Ajero was able to call?
It was untimely. I thought they took a lot of opportunities in the middle of the field, just kind of with some high-low concepts, and made the completions to get those drives going. And they didn't really attack us outside where JC wasn't. But at the same time, having JC out there is always a great thing.
Dave, what was your assessment of Bryce's performance tonight?
Gritty, tough. This is a really good pass rushing group, and he made plays. He extended the play, found guys down the field consistently, ran a touchdown in from a little bit further out, and of course he'd be up here and he'll tell you he would love to have that interception back, and that's a part of this game that he understands, like that's in his control, but at the same time, to give us a chance to take the ball all the way down after the punt, a couple of plays, and then punch it in with the beautiful throw right there to Coker at the end to take the lead was unbelievable. I just can't say enough about the way Bryce stepped up and played in this game.
You're down 14-0 and continuing to fight back to have a chance at the end, and also like the fans continuing to be in it. What type of advantage did that help give you guys, and energy did it help give the sideline?
It was unbelievable. Bank of America Stadium was absolutely electric. It was incredible to feel the pressure that they had to go through of communicating and playing at the line of scrimmage, offensively speaking, and then just when we made big plays on the offensive side, and the juice and the momentum that was behind it, and our group, we don't pass judgment on the game early on. We just keep playing ball, and it really helps when we have our whole fan base behind us.
They never give up.
What an amazing special night in that way.
An update on Icky?
Icky's got a knee injury. We'll give you more of an update. They got to do all the MRIs and all that stuff, but I think it's a significant injury and something that we're going to have to go into the offseason with.
Didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want to hear that either.
Yep.
I knew it.
Yeah, you did say it. No, I did too.
I'm really excited about his chemistry with Bryce.
We're going to touch on that.
Yeah, at the most, I think that may delay his contract, or it may not. They may have already understand that they like what they've seen and they want to give him a contract.
I just hope it's not an ACL tear or an MCL tear.
That's what I'm fearing.
If it is, he'll miss damn near all of next season.
You might as well. He's going to be cashed out for next season because it's late in the year with injury.
But next year's his fifth-year option, and then we can actually franchise him after that. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So
Nobody's more of
you
a
know,
homer about him than
right.
me. We'll talk
Oh
about
yeah,
it later.
because he went
But
NC State, Cole. You don't
yeah,
have to
you know what
say
this
I'm,
less.
does,
I'm just telling you, we should draft. If it's serious, I wouldn't be
right?
upset drafting a
What
tackle in the first round. I
right?
know that
It,
sounds crazy,
what?
but I would.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. What this
Or
does,
re-sign Josh
this
Nijman.
moves offensive tackle
Up the
back up
draft
the
board, it
board.
has to.
It
Has
just
to.
has, because not only will you may draft you know what? Here's how it works. You need a back. You need depth at tackle anyway. We know that. You could easily re-sign Nijman for maybe a year or two,
Depth.
It
but
wouldn't
at the
Element.
cost
same
much either.
time, you know you're going to need depth
Yes.
because you don't know how long you're going to have Moten. So,
Oh, we got Moten. That's it. I was going to add on to that. That's a
right,
good thing about us extending Moten is we don't have to worry about drafting a left tackle and a right tackle.
right,
We
exactly.
extended
So,
we extended Moten for another 2 years, so that's a positive at the very least.
right, and it doesn't necessarily mean a first round pick. You got to remember Taylor Moten was a late second round pick.
It
You know,
was.
so keep pounding, boys. Let's listen to the rest of it.
Yes, sir.
When Jalen came back to us, middle of the season, and finding ways to get him on routes that he can execute, and he just finds a way to win. And generally the ball goes his direction. You can count it as a catch, and he and Bryce have just worked tirelessly on a daily basis to get that chemistry to the point where this game was a huge one for him.
Has Bryce earned a fifth year?
What's that?
Has Bryce earned a fifth year?
That's all conversations for after the season.
Final possession after it was 34-31. What were you trying to do there? You needed a field goal, and what do you think went wrong?
I think they covered us well and they rushed us well. Bryce had to get off the spot, and they did their job.
When you came in here, I could almost feel your emotions. What are your emotions right now?
They're completely mixed. Just disappointed. As we all know in this league, there are no moral victories. Today is not about a proud moment of losing this opportunity, but it's about a team that came together to play really good football and to battle. And it was, on this stage right here in a primetime opportunity, in the playoffs, in the wild card round, unbelievable for the guys to step up and make the plays and play with physicality and our style. Our style was on display today, and I'm really proud of that.
What was your kind of thinking after you guys score and take the lead? Were you starting to think like this might be a repeat of 6 weeks ago, or were you a little concerned about having 2.5 minutes left, or all of those things?
I had full confidence in our group to get it done, and understanding that there's guys that are ready to make plays, ready to rush them and try to force the ball out. And Matthew Stafford did a fantastic job of finding open receivers and working the ball down the field. I can't help it whenever situations like this happen, and I put myself on the other side. I believe I have a chance to win the game, and so I know that it called for our best. I'm just trying to get ready for 4 minutes if we get a stop. What approach are we going to take at that point? So I had to keep my mind in it and not make a decision about what the game was going to be like until it was over.
As you continue to build the program, can you reflect on Mike Jackson's season and the play he made tonight?
Unbelievable. It's just Mr. Consistency.
I just called it.
Just
I
steps
called
up
it
and
as
makes
he
his
said
plays
it.
when they're there, knock the ball down over and over, then coming up with the huge interception
It
for
makes
us
you
there
feel
at the end
so
was,
good to
was
know
amazing after a
that
failed
you're
fourth down to give
a
us another
corner
chance.
position.
Yep.
We'll do two more.
On the fans, you mentioned it, but just the energy in the city this week and the energy in the stadium tonight. Maybe it's too soon, but is there any
Shout out
sort
to
of
Isaiah Simmons.
pride that
who
you
makes
feel
a
in sort of
beautiful
He
helping
balled out. He
bring
balled
that
out.
energy
Tippett.
back and being a
I think
part
he
of
has
the
a
team?
picture here.
Absolutely. When we came here as a staff, our whole goal was to create a brand of football that we can be proud of, and that's what we're doing. And we're building something from the ground up, from the basics, the fundamentals, and the technique and all that, and trying to build it the right way. I'm just so proud to bring that to Panthers fans, to bring them a brand of football that they enjoy watching, that they can connect with, and it brings the community together. And I'm really proud of all those things.
See,
and,
now I can
I'm
believe
sick that we
that.
couldn't get it done for our group tonight.
You guys have been really successful on fourth down all year. What was the process in the situations you were, especially early this game, because you gave the Rams really good field position there?
Yeah, just that's been our MO. We take opportunities, and we've cashed in on those. I have confidence in our defense. Our defense played them well enough, especially after that last fourth down fail, not the very last one, but the one before. We were covering them well. We were rushing them. Mike Jack makes a huge play right there, and so I just kind of thought about what has gotten us to this point. it's been these opportunities to be aggressive and to put the ball in Bryce's hands and the guys' hands and ask them to execute.
Late in the game, when it comes to timeouts, when they're driving down the field, maybe you need to stop the clock. What was your thought going into not using a timeout?
He did the right thing
At
with
the
the
end,
clock
yeah.
management at the
Were you,
beginning.
were you trying to save it for your potential final drive?
Because I thought we were going to have an opportunity. You know, if they did score, we'd have an opportunity. I'd have some timeouts in my pocket to do that, and you know, it was going to be us, you know, stopping them and getting them into some longer D&Ds right there for me to actually take the timeouts in that situation. All right, thank you. Yep.
All righty, folks. Thank you. Yeah, I like Coach's answer. I think it's a good answer. I'm impressed with the job that our secretary has done. Um, I'm impressed with the job. I started this season. I didn't think I liked Mike Jacks, but I wasn't 100% certain we had good depth at corner. I think we did better than I anticipated. I think we need to work a little bit on more on the depth. I think a veteran backup outside corner would have been better than what we got. But you know, I can't. You know, I can't say that Evans has played horrible all year. Claudette Claris, you know, he's a good tackler, but he can't stay healthy, and he just can't seem to cover. But that's for a player evaluation day. You know, overall, I'm impressed with the fight this team has and the resilience of our offensive line. Even you have injuries, you keep on plugging and going. Deez, what you think, brother?
I think you're on the money talking about the players because it felt like it at the end of that game. We just needed a little more horsepower. We needed a little more talent on the field. We
Right.
needed another guy that can make a play for us, whether it was on the defensive side of the ball or if it was on the offensive side of the ball. Just make one more play, give us one more opportunity, and we just didn't have it. And in year two of the rebuild, I mean, that's to be expected. We should be saying those things. We should be saying, well, if we just had a little more on the roster, we could have done this or we could have done that. And I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. You know, we got there early. We did it off of good motivation from the coaching staff that really motivated these players and really built up the players to be like a break but don't bend type defense and an offense that could take advantage of opportunities when they were presented to them. So, shout out to the coaching staff, Dan Morgan. I think this offseason maybe we have a little better free agency than we did last time. We have another good draft. We're going to be a whole handful to handle next year. We're
Absolutely.
going to be a real problem in the division. Number one, and then number two, we're learning, we're developing to the point where we can go out and we can bang head to head with the best in the NFC and maybe in the best in the NFL. We'll see next year, won't we, Jake?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. Go ahead,
Don't
Jake.
don't count us out. Like I know people saying, "Oh, we got top five, toughest schedule next year." We had a top 10 toughest schedule this year. I don't want to hear that shit. Look, I don't want to hear that Bryce Young didn't have the greatest game. Look, I've criticized Bryce Young. I've criticized our head coach. I don't want to hear neither one of those problems because we played our asses off this game. Bryce Young played his ass off. Dave Canals coached his ass off this game. We had a phenomenal fight this game. So many people counted this out, man. I'm so proud of this football team that I can't even put into words. I'm just so proud to be a Carolina Panther fan. I just am.
We busted that spread, Jake. We sure did. They didn't beat us by 10. You know, they only beat us by 3 or 4, whatever it was. So we definitely did that. The guy that said he paid bet $1,000 on the Panthers, he won.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll say this too, though. I don't care if Vegas doubts us or they bet against us. I don't give a damn about that shit. If we have our players playing their asses off, and they feed off this crowd, our fans. I mean, I don't care, man. We always have a chance in a football game. We just do. When we're down and out compared to the media, I don't care. I just don't care. I believe we legit have any shot in any football game, no matter who the opponent is. And I will always believe that because I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, and I've seen us down in the dumps. I've seen us where we never had a shot in a football game, and somehow we win a football game. You know why? Because we've always been that type of football team. You count us out, that don't mean shit. We're not out. We're in this football game because we are the Carolina Panthers, and we keep damn pounding.
Deez, I want to talk to the type of fan I am because I'm usually not acting how I usually am after a loss, especially after a big loss like that. I know somebody's really pissed off and upset right now, but I really want people to just take solace in what we did this season. We won the South. We made the playoffs. We beat the Rams in the regular season. One or two or three other plays this game. We beat the Rams again in the playoffs. You saw the home stadium atmosphere. If we have things going right, that's how it needs to be every single game and make Carolina a force to win with on the road. You got to protect the bank. And I feel like the fans did a great job of that. So I'm just really proud of those two things, man. Be happy, smile. It hurts. I'm the last person on earth that really likes moral victories. I don't even really want to say today was one, but we have a lot of things to be proud of going into the draft. I'm excited.
I mean, the biggest mistakes we made are hard to be upset about. Are we really mad at Travis Etienne or Etienne for muffing a punt? I mean, yeah, I was mad when he did it, but he's a rookie. I mean, these things happen,
Right.
And then you
Absolutely.
get the same thing with Coker. Coker pulled up on a route when he shouldn't have. He should have kept running. I mean, what are you going to do? You say like, well, I hate Coker now? No, he played a great game. Other than that, so I mean, the biggest mistakes in the game that we had, it's really kind of hard to be upset about.
Can,
Morig giving up that final pass for a touchdown, he was right where he needed to be.
Yeah.
yeah.
If he had moved his
It made
arm
the play. It was perfect position.
I
5-6
think
inches, he would have blocked the pass, Jake.
I think we can all agree the two best players that I come out this game, one on
Coker.
offense, one on defense. Mike Jack on defense, we can all agree to that. Mike Jack's had an unbelievable game as a cornerback, and Jalen Coker. I mean, that was our number one. He balled today. He really did, and that's the two players that I reflect and think about this game that really did show an impact throughout the game. Beginning to start was Jalen Coker and Mike Jackson throughout the game.
Absolutely. Like y'all said, I can get mad and I could scream at
Me
Nick
too.
Scott
I understand.
for getting a flag on the
Mm-hmm.
helmet. I
Which was
can
a hell of a
scream and
play.
get upset
Crap.
because Austin Corbett let a few go by and he shouldn't have. I could get upset and scream and rant because we didn't have better depth at corner when JC got hurt. I could scream and yell at Claudette Claris because I really don't think he had a good game, even though he fought a lot of injuries all year. But I'm not going to. I could get upset at Bryce just because a lot of people love to be upset at Bryce. I could do that. I could scream about some of the play calling in the first half, like about the play calling. I can, but it wouldn't do no good.
Nope.
And we're in a rebuild, a year two of a rebuild. We won the division and we played in a hard fought game against the Rams. And I remember people screaming on the radio, national reporters. I remember beat reporters trying to argue otherwise. I remember Panther fans screaming, "We are so going to get our ass whooped by the Rams. It's going to be over by the first quarter." It wasn't.
And saying
It
that we didn't
absolutely wasn't.
deserve
We
it.
fought back and we
Yeah.
almost won this game. We can look at this game. We can name one or two plays that would have went different. We could walk out here with the winners. So I'm proud of this team. If you don't like it, best I can tell you is shut the hell up. Panther Pico don't give a fuck. I'm happy with this team. I'm proud of this team. I'm proud to wear my colors and tell you I'm a Panther fan. When somebody says, "What about your quarterback?" I'm going to say, "Hey, he's he's a tough little fella and he fights like hell. And yeah, he's better at throwing on the run than your quarterback will ever be."
And fact of the matter is that as this wild card weekend plays out, there'll be at least two teams that weren't anywhere near as close as the Panthers to winning their games.
Oh, I
Right.
agree. There'll be a
100%.
blowout. There'll at least be one team that blows a team out. I mean, there always is in the playoffs. There'll be a team that wins by at least 14 points. That's going to happen. I mean, so many people counted us out, never had us a chance within a touchdown, within 3 points. Nobody.
Right.
A lot of so-called media people, analysts, whatever you want to call it, didn't even have us as a chance to win this football game.
Right. And just so everybody remembers, this week, next week, I'm gonna on Monday I will start a series where I'm gonna evaluate in my personal evaluations of the players. I'm hoping to do the offense one week and the defense the next week, but it's hard to say how long. Of course, these boys will be here and we'll give you helps. D Money may pop in when he can. We'll have other people coming in maybe as guests. Thankful we want to thank G Baby for showing up this morning and being
Did
a
a great
guest of
job.
ours. You know, but this game didn't end the way we wanted to, but we had a lot of fun watching it, and it was a lot closer than any national media member told you it was going to be. And
But you get good exposure, Pickle.
yeah,
There should not be
absolutely,
any negative
absolutely,
exposure whatsoever.
right. Trevor Etienne is going to look at this game and he's going to say, "I've got to do better." He's going to walk over to Chuba. He said, "Chubes, when you work out this week, this year in the training camp, let me know, bro. I got to get better. I got to get better at this running back stuff. I got to get better at this return stuff. I got to get better at catching the ball." Chuba going to look over at him, put his arm around him, and say, "Bro, I dropped a good one too. Maybe we both get better together." And that's how that's going to be. That's what leaders do. They're going to look at this film and they're going to say, "Damn, we got to get better at this." That's what's going to be. I could tell you how much I don't like Ejero Evero, but it wouldn't accomplish anything. My opinion on Ejero Evero, trust me, y'all, Dan Morgan ain't watching the Blue Black Attack podcast and
Not yet,
trying to
damn it,
figure
but he
out.
Not
will be.
yet.
He
Pickle.
might, he
He's
might
gonna
someday.
watch
He
us.
might watch it, but I don't think he is. But Dan, brother Dan, man, I work cheap, bro. I work cheap. Just
Yeah,
saying.
we're all
For
available for
y'all,
hire.
for y'all's opinion, I work
We
cheap.
are.
You
We
know,
here.
you pay me, I give you a little advice on the phone, and we good. But you know, it is
We
what it
keep it
is.
100 over here.
He I'm proud of how we fought. Nobody's going to convince me that the Rams weren't worried at the end they were going to lose,
Hmm.
and I'm proud of that. My team went a lot farther than I thought they were going to go at the beginning of this year. There's a guy named G Baby who kicked and screamed for 2 years now that Coker is wide receiver one, and nobody on earth believed him. His best buddies didn't believe him. Nobody on this said Coker was number one receiver. Today he showed you he was number one wide receiver.
And he's gonna be a focal point going forward. I think. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
we
and
gotta we gotta re-sign him like that.
yes, and
Look,
that
we,
that's a
we
good
gotta
point,
we
Jake.
gotta keep
Start
Nalo and Coker.
negotiations
Right,
tomorrow.
if because his agent watched this game. His agent dropped things
Sure,
down. His
everybody did.
agent gonna say, "Dan, Mr. Tillis, you think you gonna get him cheap? Hang
Not
on a
true.
minute." Click. Or he gonna say, "Hang on a minute." Yes, sir.
How
Yes,
much you
he'll
want?
absolutely agree to go see you, Mr. Brown. How
Hmm.
are you doing today up here in Cleveland? Sure. We'll be glad to discuss contracts. What you say, Dan? That's exactly how this is going to work out. All right. Whoever the other team is, it's going to bargain and bargain. So we're going to have to pay up. And Coker, he might be worth it.
I think it is. I didn't think I was gonna be able to say this, but I really do want to say this. I feel like if we inject some serious speed into our backfield and one more time at wide receiver, Bryce Young can play like a top 10 quarterback in this league, and this offense can be a top 10 offense in this football league. I just feel like that. I know I'm caught up in the moment right after a game, but I feel like we have some explosive potential in this offense going forward. Really do.
We just need to upgrade some spots, man. We just need, more, we need more depth, like Pickle was saying, and we need more explosiveness wherever it comes
Hmm.
from. I've heard guys make the argument that it's at tight end. That's where the biggest opportunity for improvement is, and maybe it is. And I look forward to see what the Panthers do. And I know we're going to dive into all the prospects and where they're going to kind of fall in the draft. And I hope the fans enjoy the journey with us. to see what the Panthers do in this offseason, man, because we're going to make a real run next year, and that's just facts. Everybody's going to be gunning for us. We got a harder schedule than we did this year, but the league changes. So just because we perceive that schedule to be harder now doesn't necessarily mean that it is. A lot of moving parts in the NFL, and these teams change quickly. And the schedule is already set. So we'll see how it pans out. I think we do. I think we add some more talent in free agency. We're going to add some more talent in the draft, and I'm curious to see what direction they go, because really, to me, it's kind of hard to make a wrong pick. There's a lot of places where we can improve. Even like Jake was saying, even if it's a tackle, yeah, we could probably use a tackle. Considering what's going on, especially now, considering what's going on with Iquanu. I never was a big Nyman fan in pass pro anyway. I like him as a run blocker a lot, but not so much as our starting left tackle for sure. So maybe we look that direction, and maybe we look another one, and maybe it is wide receiver. It could be a possibility with Jimmy Horn dropping that final pass of the game. Maybe that sticks in the coach's mind, and they're like, yeah, we like Jimmy, but he's still, developmental, and we just need to go out there and get another burner, get somebody else we can use in that position. It could be the direction they go. But proud of the city too, man. They said the city was alive this week.
I'm sure it was.
They showed out
with Panthers excitement, and how awesome is that for all the fans that have been checked out for who knows how long. We know we've been around talking about these Panthers for years now, and we know that a lot of fans had checked out. So all those fans from 2015, they got to come back in and relive that love affair with Cam Newton and that 2015 team, along with buying into Bryce Young, 250 yards passing, rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown to Coker as well. Great game by our franchise quarterback, soon to get the fifth-year option. Fantastic overall. Happy for the team, the city, and the fans.
I would sign him right now to the extension, the long way. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. All I needed to see was a quarterback that could make some plays in the playoffs and put us in position to win.
I said the same thing, Cole. I've said it weeks past that, look, everybody knows that I've criticized Bryce Young. People's called me out multiple times like I'm a Bryce hater. I'm not a Bryce hater. I just criticize him when he has bad games. I've also called him out when he's had great games. And I do believe that I've seen enough of Bryce Young, and he's made throws that I've questioned that I didn't think he could make. He's made, and I've seen those. And when he's made them throws, that's made me. I'm like, that's my quarterback, and he's our quarterback going forward until he's not our quarterback. I'm going to pull for him regardless. And I'm very proud of this football team, and I'm just proud that everybody counted us out, and we were still in this game throughout the quarters. No matter if it was the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, we was in this football game.
Yeah, we really proved something to everybody today. I mean, we really did, and I'm so glad that we did. We showed how hard we'd fight. We showed we had resolve. We wouldn't quit. We showed we kept pounding through the entire game. And this team, you're not going to push us over. It doesn't matter how good your roster is.
It ain't sweet.
It doesn't matter how depleted our roster is, because we played depleted all year. Y'all know that. We're scrounging around for linebackers. Jake Curhan active today and in the game multiple times. It's not like that guy's some kind of stud for the Panthers. He was the last guard on this team, and he started. And that's how bad, things got this year. But we fought through it. We persevered. Rough down the stretch. I guess that puts us – we lost 4 out of the last 5 to end the season, I guess, if you count. If you count today, but the way we fought it, and the way we fought against the Bucs,
we was in all of games. It was none of those were blowouts. The ones that we lost at the end of the season, it's not like we got beat by 21 plus points or some shit. We was in every single one of those games, and I'm proud of Dave. I'm really proud of Dave Canales. I really am, and I don't want him to hang his head low. He should be proud of the football team. He should be proud of himself in his football game, because he was throughout. We kept pounding at the end of the day. We was in this football game. We had the passion, and we never gave up on plays. And I can't discount this team or be mad at this team when we didn't give up. We was throughout the game. We was in this game. We was the true keep pounding, blue and black. Let's go.
Absolutely. I want to thank all 74 people watching. Very much appreciative of it.
Y'all rock.
Check us out on YouTube at Blue&Black Attack Podcast on YouTube. I also want to check out Peter Schreger, who says, "What a throw by Bryce." And Coker, the pride of Holy Cross, makes his 500th catch play of the season, clutch play of the season. What a change of events. Isaiah Simmons, yes, that one with a play of the game with a blocked punt. And granted, this was made at 7:35. It was made before the end of the game, but it just goes to show you that sometimes you can get help at times when you places that you didn't know you could get. So you don't always have to get your help from the draft. You don't always have to get him by paying a high price free agent. Sometimes you got to take a guy and give him one chance.
I mean,
So
how many times has Dan Morgan picked a guy off of somebody else's practice squad and they worked out? I mean,
yeah,
look at Gibson. Gibson's a guy that we
absolutely,
picked
that's a
off the
good story.
49ers practice squad, and he got our
Yeah,
first sack
and
today.
he
I
he
mean,
he
yeah.
go
No,
ahead, go ahead.
no, you no, go ahead.
No,
Finish.
I'm going to look up something. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that. I mean, we have known Dan Morgan's a guy that has shuffled up this roster, so to speak. A guy taking guys off of other teams' practice squad, just needing an extra push, so to speak. And Gibson was a guy today that he got our first sack today. I mean, he really did. And I mean, he was on a 49ers practice squad. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta give Dan Morgan credit, man. I mean, he is a guy that he studies film, he studies other teams' film, and he just picks up guys that end up working out for us. I mean, even in the undrafted free agency, I mean, guys that never got drafted. I mean, Jalen Coker was never drafted. We picked him up. I mean, Ryan Fitzgerald, we didn't draft him. We picked him up after the draft. I mean, this guys that's counted for this team, that's mattered for this team, and it's just been guys that we really needed and counted on.
yes, sir. And I'm going to bring this back up because I want to show y'all this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Gibson is 28 years old. He started out in Chicago. I mean, as you can see, he's been Chicago, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Seattle, San Francisco, and he was in San Francisco off and on all year, off and on. So it ain't like he ain't been there, doing that a few times, and he gets here and he gets an opportunity as a backup, and he got there because we claimed him and we put him at depth and slowly he earned the trust, and he's playing in a playoff game getting a key sack. So it's the help that you don't see that ends up helping you. And he ain't look, as you can see, we just got him a couple months ago. Y'all give that man time. He may be a stud by this time next year. You don't know that.
He's got a
So
great motor. I know that.
yeah,
You
he
don't
does.
quit.
So you know, anything can be possible if you try. We have a good team. I'm proud of our team. We've got a good off season coming in. People's going to get healthy. Uh, you can find out all your information as it happens here at the Blue Black Attack podcast. We'll update you on all things Panthers and some things the NFL. We're still going to bring to you uh, as it happens the coaching changes in the NFL. We'll do a little bit of a story maybe next week or the week after about the coaches that are out of a job, and do we think and what we think teams that are looking for one will select. Shout out to Matt Ryan, who was hired today by the Atlanta Falcons to
Thank
be
God.
their football guru. So now they're looking at head coach. So
Shout
And,
and
and
shout
probably going to rebuild to some extent.
Now, I was
yeah.
gonna say shout out to everybody that stuck with us through this whole process, man. I mean, really, I just want to say thank y'all for being with us on this journey throughout the season. I appreciate y'all.
Right. Right.
Real quick, I got one thing. On Thursday, we're going to have a fun episode. I don't know how long the episode will be, but I'd like to do it end of the year superlatives. We'll do MVP, most improved, who you're looking forward to most next year, all that. We'll have a fun show with it, try to recover from this, but it was a good season. It's going to be an even better one next year.
Right. And shout out to Michael Allen Brooks for the commentary. He says, I bet Max Crosby was watching our games. Just saying. That too is a good concept. You know, we
I would trade
one
our
thing I
first
want to
round
say.
pick for him, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I don't know that I would, but I might.
You
Who
give me
knows?
15, 20 sacks, you can have that, Dan.
But
That's what I'm saying.
but the one thing about it, we were in the playoffs. We fought hard in this
Yeah.
game,
Yes, we
and
did.
we almost won this game.
We almost
Free
stole it.
agents are not going. Free agents, even wide receiver or offensive free agents, are going to look and say, "I would have made that catch," or "I could beat him. I could
I
have
can
got over,"
help them. I can
or
push them over.
"Hey, come on, man. Listen, if Chuba ain't going to catch that ball, bro, I'm your man. And I can do returns too. Anything's possible. One of these big available free agents say, Carolina, yeah, I'll go play tackle for Carolina. Put me on that offensive line. We win Super Bowl. You know, we got to gain respect. And that's
Tonight
what we did
helped.
today. That's what we did today. We're building for
Sure
the
did.
future any way we can. And keep pounding. We're getting there.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
We've had so many holes on this team as a general in 2 years past. You got to look at this team 2 years ago. We've had so many holes on this team going from defense to offense. I mean, there was so many. And Dan Morgan and company has brought this team to playoff to the point that we're in a playoffs right now. I mean, we are in
Right.
a rebuild and we're in a playoff in year 2. I mean, that really is something. It really is.
Especially when it's
Absolutely.
been 10 years and we've done all kinds of horrible stuff to the roster and all kinds of horrible decisions as far as who to hire as a head coach. And then to take a shot on a guy like I talked about in the pregame show, like Dave Canales, only 1 year as a play caller. You take a shot on him because you got a relationship with him and Dan Morgan, and you make it work out. That's some good stuff. Just want to remind everyone, like, share, subscribe. Please help out the Blue and Black Attack as we are growing this channel. Remember to click the video tabs. We do got videos available for you to watch. Some of them are even Panthers music videos. You'll see the Blue and Black beats on there. Those are just kind of fun, something to listen to maybe if you're riding down the road in the car. Along with that, Monday, Deal With It back, 7 p.m. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're salty and sour. Panther Pickle takes center stage. And then the Cole Show on Thursday, once again, 7 p.m. Carolina Cole is going to bring the thunder and the rain to all Panthers fans on Thursday. Let's have some fun this offseason. We're just going to get better, guys. There's nothing else to do but keep pounding.
Keep pounding. That's Blue Black Attack Podcast. We're out.
We're going to be all right.
Yes, sir. Next year.